the controls, and will you divert me to Rio Vista, please?
Today, Paul and I are practicing diversions. First thing I want to point out is that on the check ride, Paul would have to choose the airport that we're diverting to. Today, I selected it because I needed us to end up at Rio Vista for training purposes. But note that the ACS requires that he selects the airport and makes a timely decision to divert. After that, the skill section says he must make use of all resources, make a reasonable estimate of heading, ground speed, arrival time, and fuel consumption, hold altitude plus or minus 200 and heading plus or minus 15 degrees, and explain digital cockpit displays of information. So this isn't the diversion of yesteryear. If you have an iPad, you'll likely be able to use it. If you have a GPS, certainly you must know how to use it. So let's see how this goes. And remember, this was not an easy day for a VFR pilot, and Paul had never been there before.
088, so first of all I'm just going to put it in the GPS.
Good. And remember scientific method when you start doing all this.
Okay, pro tip. I talk a lot about the scientific method in flying, meaning everything's a hypothesis until you can prove it true through two independent sources. This is especially important on diversions, on hazy days. If you think something is true, prove it.
Rio Vista Muni, that is what we want.
Good.
Okay, it's 348, so 330, 345, 78. The message is there. 348 from here is 333, 58, so it's over there, and we are 23 miles away, which is good. So I'm going to turn to that heading right now, and then I'm going to do a little bit of research on to Rio Vista.
I'll mention this to Paul in the debrief, but before you move on to the destination airport, make sure you read the face of the GPS to your CFI or the examiner sitting next to you. How far away is this airport? How long will it take you to get there? And estimate how much fuel you'll burn on the way.
I'm just looking for my chart supplement for me.
Oh, no, you know where it is? I think it was on the floor.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. There you are.
Okay, cockpit organization may seem like a finer point, but you have to have access to the tools you're going to use. Whether it's a chart supplement or an iPad, make sure you've got that organized before you depart.
Okay, given we're 21 miles, so I'm just going to descend now to, given we're high, I'm just going to descend to 3,000.
Now, during this descent, Paul looks great. He does a flow check and a checklist. He's not on autopilot. He's just well-trimmed and fully in control of the airplane. He's using his tools. Everything's looking great so far.
4 knots. Ceiling view at 21,000.
Do you mean to be descending? Because you told me you were going to 3,000.
Oh, sorry, no, right, so I was going to 3,000, and now I'm descending because I want to overfly the field at 2,023.
Okay. Just let me know what's on your mind, because I could be sitting here judging you for altitude hold or whatever. I'm going to give you a hint here what's on my mind right now. I see you looking for the airport on a very hazy day.
Yep.
I believe you that you can enter a GPS course to the airport, but it's still 15 miles away and you're losing that course. Why aren't we holding that course? You're about to have a full-scale needle deflection. The course is way to your left, right? So go get the course, and at the very least, you'll arrive over the airport and look down. On a day like today, you could totally miss it, you know?
Byron traffic, Grumman 47 Lumen, turn right base 30, full stop, Byron.
Okay, we're out Byron now, so I'm going to switch to Rio Vista so we can just know what's on.
I was waiting to see when you were going to do that.
I can see these things here, which I suspect are going to be some of these things that are to the left of the field. So the field I'm expecting is somewhere.
All right, so this is Paul using that scientific method. These over here are those things he was talking about. They happen to be wind farms. And next, you'll see him use a secondary reference to prove that it's true.
I've got another reference from Mount Diablo.
Good. You can also see two bodies of water coming together here, one like that and one over here, and you can see that that all looks the same.
I'm getting near on course here and 8 miles away. Okay, needle's almost back now and we're 7 miles away.
Good. And does it register for you that this heading is cutting across here so that when that needle fully centers, you need to make a right turn of almost 45 degrees to follow it?
Yes.
That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay, so you see your heading here.
It's also telling me I'm also looking at that too.
Yeah, good. Although this is a little harder to read because it doesn't have your
Yeah.
heading. Like whatever heading you're flying, that's where you're going.
Yep.
Right.
Needle centered.
Good.
Turning. And then I think we're basically looking along this little inlet thing. I think I see the bridge, I think I see the town.
Good.
So I'm expecting that I will see the runway there. I'm going to bug this, but this time I'll do it right.
Okay, good.
150 is going to be pointing.
We ended up finding Rio Vista just fine and learning a lot on this flight. We learned about scientific method, cockpit organization, following GPS courses, and what the ACS now says about diversions. Paul's come a long way. His diversions look great today, and he's got a check ride in about 2 weeks. He's been such a good sport with this YouTube game. We're all learning while we watch him learn. So if you run into him at an air show, you definitely owe him a beer. Come visit us at learnthefinerpoints.com. I'm Jason Miller, and until next time, be safe, fly your best.